great.
What do you learn most from your father?
His drive and his passion for horses. Obviously, if he retires here, he's like a old wine. He's just getting better with age. The more you learn, you know, he's not the most social person, but what he lives for is waking up in the morning and seeing his horses. That's what he's just got passion. That's you know, he's just so passionate about horses, and he's a horseman. You can have a lot of trainers which aren't horsemen. They're just in it to, you know, they're still passionate about horses, but they're you know, my grandfather was, you know, a Hall of Fame jockey. Yeah. He's got it in his blood. That's what he's going to be doing for the rest of his life. He's going to be doing it until he's 80, and he's not slowing down. It's not like he gets up every morning and that's what he loves to do. That's his passion.
So we talk about a lot about your father, your family. So there's one person that I'm sure that she is very influential in your life. It's your mom.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah.
So there's can you tell us the big impact about her?
Well, genetically, my mom was a very sociable person. So, you know, one of the reasons why I might be in sales right now is because she's instilled a social aspect to my character. So I'm very good at talking to people, as you can see. You can't ever shut me up. I just keep talking, and I feel comfortable being on TV, and I feel, you know, I got a little bit of the gift of the gab to talk to my clients, to sell horses. I'm not the shy type. So, you know.
You wish.
Yeah. And I mean, my dad's a good talker. I mean, he's very good on TV also with interviews and that sort of thing. And he loves a good chat, and he's very good at promoting Hong Kong horse racing here. But yeah, my mom, because she was a lovely lady, and
yes, we of course
she was passionate about horses too.
The next question I would like to ask is, what's the plan of your father's retirement? So are you going to just like still continue to base in Hong Kong?
My office is here, so my business is here. I think the boat is sailed, so to speak, with me becoming a trainer. Obviously, if Dad, I'll probably go back and forth. Might help Dad. Obviously, we're going to be working together. Dad will have a stable somewhere in Australia, so it's going to help my business for networking. He'll be at track work, so he can give me more insight into the good horses I should be targeting in Australia. So that's good for the business. Obviously, I could go back and be assistant trainer for Dad over there in Australia.
I don't think you will go by that.
I think I have built the business too much over here, and it's taken a lot of time. And we've been very lucky to get 7 Horse of the Years in a row. I don't think anyone's ever going to beat that. Touch wood. If Beauty Generation gets one this year, that'll be 8. I mean, obviously with horses, there's risk levels involved, but you need a bit of luck. So it's not all of it. You could work a lifetime to get a Horse of the Year. You could work a lifetime to get a world champion. And after Abel Friend, I didn't think we'd do it again. I thought we had no chance, and we've done it twice. And there's only ever been 2 world champions to come from Australia, Winx and Abel Friend. Usually it's American horse or a European horse on the top. The Australian horses get up quite high up there. Winx took years to get to number 1. She was always around 3 and 4, and in my opinion, she's one of the best horses in the world, just behind Frankel. I think Frankel, I might be biased, but I love Frankel. I thought he was by far the best horse in the world, because I saw him race in Europe quite a lot. But then we did it again, as I said, we did it again with Beauty Generation. It's like, we're living the dream, you know?
What's the best buy ever?
There's a lot of good horses. Probably, you know, the cheapest one was probably Not Listening to Me was quite cheap. He wasn't on the expensive side. I mean, you could say Beauty Generation's a cheap buy now. He's made 90 million, so he's probably the best value, right? He wasn't a cheap horse when we bought him. He was probably the second most expensive horse, PP, to come in from Australia that year, but he's going to make 100 million. So ratio-wise, he's making, for the return for money, it's huge, right? You know, he's made nearly 50 times. So return on money, ROI, return on investment, is pretty good for him, right?
So last but not least, so how can you see yourself in 5 years?
As I said, I'm going to be staying here. My office is based, I got an office in Lai Kwai Fong. I built the business over 15 years now. We've had a lot of success here, so it'd be kind of stupid to leave. Plus, this is my home. I've lived here my whole life, so I understand it a lot better. I've never lived in Australia before. Obviously, my second option would be Australia. If I had a family, I'd probably, because I'm very sports orientated, so I might move back to Australia and have a satellite station, satellite office over in Australia and go back and forth.
Yeah.
Obviously, most of my business is here. My Uncle Gary does a similar thing. He goes back and forth selling horses to Hong Kong. Yeah. But as you know, if you're not around your clients a lot of the time and socializing and at the races, most of my orders will come at the races by sitting at lunch with clients, say, oh, I've got a PPG order, I got a PP, and it's word of mouth. Oh, please help me buy it, that sort of thing. So, I'll be based here. I'll be a bloodstock agent. Unfortunately, my initial dream of being a trainer is not going to happen unless I really want to do it. As I said,
do you still having this dream that if your father's going to set up the stable in Australia, then you'll go back to help him?
Good. I mean, most of my best
Joy stable nowadays a lot.
Yeah, most of my good memories are traveling with the horses. Granted, not Viva Pataka. I didn't get along too well with that horse, but all the other ones, Viva Macau and Inspiration and Sterling City, they're great horses to travel, and it's a lot of good memories and a lot of good. That was where I got all my experience, my education. To be a good bloodstock agent, you got to be a good trainer too. Yeah. Everything molds into one in the end. You got to be an all-round good horseman, and that entitles being able to ride them track work, being able to train them, being able to feed them correctly. Because once you buy the horses, obviously you have to put them with the correct trainers in Hong Kong. Definitely. That's very ideal. Some trainers can be able to train European-bred horses better than Australian horses. Some trainers are a lot quicker to trial their horses. They might be trialing after 7 weeks, and some horses, might not be good doers and eat as well, so they might not do well being pushed early. So everything's coming together great. I've got a serious grounding pedigree, Group 1 pedigree grounding, which is I owe all to my dad. He didn't really he let me, when I said I wanted to get into the horse business, I started as a banker. Yeah. I was a fund manager. So
you're studying finance, right, in your uni?
I was a statistics and computer-based programming, right? So, so I did that, and then I started working for banks straight away, and I said to Dad, I want to be in horses, and he let me, It's just the one aspect of being a bloodstock agent, the hardest thing is to get clients. And Dad never really gave me money, but he gave me clients to start off. He said, okay, here's a couple clients. They've given me PPG orders, go buy them. And you go off with a couple agents and find your footing and then see what and obviously we bought some okay horses. But then once I got my experience level up, the clients just flew in. And
what's the first horse that you ever purchased and then can initially start to build up your name?
My first horse by myself?
Yeah.
Probably First Command. Group Class 1. Yeah. Class 2. Classic sale. For 200 and something thousand. I was with Mike Steadman buying horses. Mike Steadman was showing me around. I remember that year. And that was owned by Ken Chow. Yeah. Ken Chow had him.
Then trained by David Ferraris, is it?
No, this is a long time ago. Dad trained him. It was First Command. I think I named him too. It was by Commands a long time ago. Okay. This is 15 years ago. That was my first sale. I was by myself. Just looked at all the horses and I said, that one. I think it was near top of it was when the classic sale was like the scone sale, not a very strong sale. I think it was 200,000. It was near the top.
Do you ever have an argument with your father?
Of course, all the time. It's family.
All the time?
No, all the time. You know what I mean? If you're not arguing with family, in the sense, if there's a lot of love involved, there's always going to be disagreements. That's family. Yeah. If there aren't any disagreements, then no one really, there's no caring involved, so to speak. So, and it's, in my opinion, you can see arguments as a positive aspect because you learn, you change, you improve. So, and that's what the job of a parent is to do, right? Improve your son to be better. a better person. So that comes from arguments.